Check this out, it's DJ Khaled.
This is Post Malone. Yes, that little Chico Pitbull.
You're in the mix with
It's the K.L.P. Aftermath.
Right here, so keep it locked.
It's the K.L.P. Aftermath.
You're locked into the man. Check this out.
Here we go.
It's time. You're live and in the mix with ATL Zone.
K.L.P. Kerry Lucas.
Yo, what's going on? This is Drizzy Drake.
Hi, this is Rihanna.
Hey, what's up? This is Ludacris.
What's up, y'all? This is Nicki Minaj.
You're rocking with the best. It's the #1 station blazing the airwaves.
Right here, so keep it locked.
What's up, y'all? This is Beyonce, and you listening to my station.
Powered by the Core 94.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another exciting podcast here today. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the K.L.P. Aftermath Season 3, the hottest show right now in Atlanta. I'm your host, Kennedy Lucas, K.L.P. Kennedy Lucas. Welcome back to another exciting episode here today. We're back, T. We're back in the Hui Lee recording room over at Oxford College of Emory University. I'm here to bring you guys yet another exciting show, but yet another exciting podcast here today. If you guys missed it, you missed it. If hopefully you didn't miss the show on Saturday, because Saturday's when we filmed it, guys, but Sunday is when we premiered it. Of course, K.L.P. in the Morning, the talk show live from the Robert Woodruff SPS. Let me tell you real quick, because we have topics for today, but recording that show on Saturday, T, that was very, very fun. T, I actually enjoyed it. T was there too to make sure that we sounded good and we looked good on production. I really hope you guys enjoyed that show, because I really did enjoy coming back to my talk show elements, right? My talk show elements is where it's at. I enjoy doing my talk show elements. So rest assured, guys, but that show is coming back next weekend. And I would say next weekend. I know I just launched this show, but I got to be in Atlanta to film something else in Atlanta. So I won't be able to do the talk show this coming weekend, but that next weekend, most definitely, we're going back and we're recording a great talk show for you guys. And we'll have more juicy comments and more juicy content for you guys as well. But if you guys missed it, of course, you can go to YouTube right now. Of course, YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Deezer, and so much audio platforms as well. You guys can listen to the show or watch the show again on YouTube at K.L.P. Entertainment, or Spotify video of both our radio stations. Of course, we're live on our radio stations tonight. Swanky 93.3, the radio station, and Emory 94.6, the radio station. So, of course, it's been a fun weekend for that, for sure. So I enjoy doing talk shows like that, T. I really do. I was back into my element. And guys, we're working with, not only lights and green screens and cameras, we're working with a 4K HD camera. That was the first time I got to work with a 4K camera, right? That was the first time ever in my life to work with a 4K type camera. So it's a great show, guys. You just got to go back and watch it, because it was a fun show. Very, very fun show. Now, as we get some more people tuned in, of course, on Instagram, if you're watching the Instagram live right now, follow us over there, Emory Radio 1. Again, for all of my people that's streaming on TikTok, live.me and Bigo, of course, go over to our Instagram, Emory Radio 1, so you guys don't miss content coming out of there from the radio station. Of course, we have 3 people to tune in for the show. Of course, we got my good friend Sophie Horror. Of course, she tuned into the last show, T. So we'll wave at her again. How you doing? Abundia 1366 has tuned in, and Julian _ Sewell 2 has tuned in as well. So I like to wave at them too, because over 1,600 followers, 1,600 followers on our Instagram of Emory Radio 1. So I am forever going to be humbled for that one, team. All right, so let's get on to the topics of conversations, of course. But before we do that, today's sponsor is going out to Kennedy Lucas Publishing's LLC, with over 1,000 impressions with all of our articles. I'm talking the Emory Times, the Vox Times, and my newest side article that we write now for Kennedy Lucas Publishing's The CEO's Corner. Of course, that is a new article blog that I'm writing personally about what's going on that day when it comes to money, news, stock news, the economy. I'm writing about so much stuff within The CEO's Corner. Of course, me being the CEO of Kennedy Lucas Patterson Entertainment, K.L.P Entertainment. So again, go check it out right now. You guys can go over there to issue.com. It's spelled ISSUU.com, or you can also download the app. Type in Kennedy Lucas Publishing's LLC so you guys can read all of our articles. Again, that's from the Vox Times, the Emory Times, Element Magazine, and of course the newest article, The CEO's Corner, from Kennedy Lucas Publishing's LLC. So that's our sponsor for today's show. Of course, now we got to get to the must-watch list. Of course, this movie that I did see a couple days ago, I did see this movie because I was at home and I said, okay, I need something for tonight's show. I need something to talk about on tonight's show. And of course, this movie is available right now on Netflix, and it's called The Final Score. Now, it's an action-packed type movie starring Dave Bautista. If you guys don't know, I'm a huge WWE fan. I'm a huge Guardians of the Galaxy fan. Of course, Bautista, that's his name in WWE back in the day. Of course, Dave Bautista, the actor that's playing Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy. Shout out to that movie, because Volume 3 is coming this year, and it's said to say that, you know, this is his last Drax role for Guardians of the Galaxy. Dave Bautista stars in a new action-packed film, and I watched this film, right? And the storyline was very interesting, guys. It was very interesting because you got Dave Bautista to play this guy named Mike. He's a U.S. Navy SEALs, but he come over to London to see his niece and his sister-in-law, but they're not so much related, but they're kind of related. But he likes to be like the Uncle Mike of this kid, this 15-year-old Denny. Of course, they go to a football game, a soccer match, of course, and there was a scene in there, T, that, you know, one of the cops said, okay, you doing all this for a soccer game? And then he slaps him. It's like, it's called football. So I know this because I know a lot of athletes back in the day over there at GGC. You can't say soccer. You got to say football. Like that's a respect thing. That's what it's called over there in England. Soccer is called football over there. So it's very interesting for sure. They go to a football match. And of course, there's this guy that's at the football match that betrayed his country of Russia and the Soviet Union. Of course, he goes over there because he faked his death, right? And then the group, the whole clan, they want to find this guy, kill this guy because of the betrayal. And of course, Dave Bautista kind of gets roped inside of that. And now he's playing the action-packed hero that's in this movie. It's good to see Dave Bautista do this kind of movie. I got to say, though, and I know I got to bring this out to you. I've got to say this, though. It felt like another... And I'm sure it's not, because The Final Score's production scale was a little bit better than all the other WWE type superhero movies. Because you got to think about it. John Cena did The Marine in 12 rounds, right? You had Randy Orton to do the next 12 rounds. And then you got The Miz. Shout out to The Miz. He's done so many of the type Marine action-packed movies. And I remember seeing one Marine that Shawn Michaels was also in. It was very weird and interesting, but weird all at the same time. So I kind of got the vibe of, being that Dave Bautista used to be a WWE superstar, WWE pro wrestler, you know, I kind of got the vibe of, okay, this kind of reminds me, if he could star in the next Marine movie, he probably could do it really well. Now, honestly, obviously, The Final Score, I would say it's better production scale than the 12-round movies or the Marine movies, because this is a totally, completely different studios that worked on this. And then this movies are out right now. This movie, Final Score, is out on Netflix. You know, you made it big if your movie's out on Netflix, right? You made it to that catalog. So, that's pretty much the synopsis of this movie. I do recommend this movie if you're wanting to have a movie that you need something to just watch. Like, it's not highly anticipated, but then when I saw who was in it, and of course they scored really, no pun intended, because the movie's called The Final Score, but they scored really well when they have Dave Bautista, a well-established actor now, you know, from all his other comedic buddy cop movies to him playing Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy. And by the way, that was his big thing. When he played Drax, and he's playing Drax currently, but when he's playing Drax in a Marvel movie, he's made it. Honestly, he's made that mark. So it's very interesting. They scored really big again, no pun intended again, but they scored really big when they had Batista to be a star in this movie. I'm happy for Batista because now he's stepping out of his elements. I honestly think he's a good actor, right? I'm not going to say that he's Oscar worthy quite just yet, but I got to give credit when credit's due, guys. He's a good actor. You know, it takes a lot of skill to do acting. And honestly, he did it. You know, he's out there. He's making his mark. He did his thing. So honestly, it's a great movie. Again, it's not highly anticipated, but it's a movie that I would tell friends, yeah, just check it out. If you want something to watch while you're eating dinner, or you want something to watch just for one movie night, just give this movie a go, because I enjoyed this movie. I really did enjoy this movie. Moving on to our next topic of conversation. Of course, you guys, the whole point of this podcast tonight, because we're going to talk about the wonderful restaurant in Atlanta, of course, downtown Atlanta, the Midtown area. Right now, we're going to talk about this restaurant called The Melting Pot. Let me tell you, shout out to my friend Naima. It was her birthday yesterday, so shout out to her if she's somehow watching or listening to the podcast. Of course, why we went to The Melting Pot is because we were celebrating a friend's birthday, Naima's birthday. I'm not gonna put her on a blast of how old she turned yesterday, because that's disrespectful. I'm not gonna do that on this live platform, but it was her birthday yesterday and we went to The Melting Pot. This was my first time, the first time of me going to The Melting Pot. Let me tell you guys a little bit about it. This is a restaurant that I really recommend people going out and trying out with a group of friends. It is also a great way to take somebody out on a date too. I will take my girlfriend, future girlfriend, whoever she is out there in this world, I would take her out to The Melting Pot simply because it's a romantic type restaurant. Now, it's rare that we go out to these nice fancy type restaurants, but this is a fancy restaurant. You guys are going to spend some money on this restaurant. God knows I spent some money on restaurants before, but the budget spending, I would have to say that this budget spending was more than the Monteluse a couple weeks ago. Well worth it. So if you guys don't know, The Melting Pot is like a fondue type spot, and fondue was the first time, and yesterday was the first time of me trying fondue tea. Like, it was the first time, because back in the day, I used to get kind of worried about me eating cheese, right? A lot of cheesy cheese. Like, I get kind of worried about that. I really do. So I wanted to try, we were going, because this is where we're going to celebrate her Naima's birthday. So I wanted to try it, because, I like now that my friend group, we're trying different things, right? We're trying different restaurants. We're trying out different things, because if you guys ever know my clique and my squad, we love some Korean barbecue. I love the Korean culture in general. I really do. I love the Korean culture. I love the Asian culture. I love that culture, but every time we're celebrating something, we're going to do Korean barbecue. So we decided, okay, let's switch it up a bit. Let's not go do a Korean barbecue, even though that's our go-to. Let's try The Melting Pot. Some of my friends that were there last night, they tried it before and they had it before, but there was about 3 of our friends that we never had it before. So let me tell you real quick. Of course, we're sitting down. It was kind of like a fancy place. It was nice and intimate. The lighting was perfect, of course. And they have a burner, right, T? They have a burner that's right in front of you. They put the pot, right? It's like a pot. And then the shout out to the waitress. I think her name was Gabby. Shout out to her. Her service was excellent, by the way. So I hope The Melting Pot is watching or listening to the show, because Gabby from The Melting Pot in Atlanta, the Midtown area, she was fantastic, by the way. For my cheese fondue, I chose the spinach artichoke dip, right? And I'm like, okay, how much cheese is in this? Because I can't have cheesy cheese, because we all know I'm lactose intolerant. So it's a little bit nervousome when I try this new thing and it's a bunch of cheese, like my stomach's gonna hurt. And it's like to say that too, because I eat cheese a lot when I'm making a sandwich, right? When I'm going to a Mexican spot, I'm getting queso blanco cheese dip. I know how to make chorizo dip. I know how to make queso dip. So you would think that I'm prone to having cheese, but again, my stomach plays tricks on me sometimes, T. So I have received the spinach artichoke dip, of course, the spinach, the cheese, and it was a big plate of cheese, a big bowl of cheese you put in the pot for it to melt like fondue. So I was nervous because I saw the big bowl of cheese. I'm like, whoa, I'm gonna get constipated. I'm going to get huge constipation from this. So luckily I didn't, by the way. So she pours down the big bowl of cheese and the spinach and the vegetables. She mixed it around, and there's your fondue in this nice little pot. It's hot, it's cheesy, and my dip came with some chips, so I did some chips, and then the bread, and then the vegetables with the cheese. Guys, let me tell you, it was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. So I ate a good bit of it. Of course, I shared it with my friend David, because how the way they do it at the melting pot is, you do 2 people for $100, right? Standard fee. And, you get the 4 or 5 course meal with that $50 a piece. So see where the store is going, guys, how expensive it's getting. So we did the cheese fondue, and it was very good. The spinach artichoke was very good. It wasn't too cheesy. It felt like I was eating a cheese pizza, kind of, right? It felt like I was eating a cheese pizza mixed with a nacho tea. So it's just one of those things that, I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. It didn't make my stomach hurt, thank God. And of course, the next course meal, and you get your choice of fondue cheese, you get your choice of salad, you get your main entree, and then your dessert. That's a 4-course meal for about $50. So it was not too bad. The next came the salad, guys. Oh, I had got the strawberry almond salad, and I've never had strawberry and Parmesan cheese on a salad before until last night. And that was the most scrumptious thing that I've ever tasted, guys, because it's the salad, the lettuce. They had the Parmesan type cheese, like the square cheese, strawberry drizzle, and almonds. Right, and it was so scrumptious. I enjoyed it, and a little bit of balsamic vinegar was in it too. So it was a great combination. And I'm looking at my friends. I'm like, whoa, I've never had this before. Like this tastes really, really good. Makes me want to go and buy strawberries and strawberry jam and Parmesan cheese and balsamic vinegar and make my own salads at home, because this is quite scrumptious. I've never had this before. It was very interesting. I've tasted it, and I really did. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed it for sure. And of course, the next thing that we had was the main entree. Of course, I had got the Pacific Rim. So this next part, guys, is how it's a fancy spot, right? But it's a spot where you have to cook your food, right? And we're prone to that. Again, we go to Korean barbecue, we cook our food all the time, right? We're prone to that. But this main entree, Gabby brought the pots again, and of course it was the mushroom chicken broth, right? It was broth getting boiled, and then you order your meats, right? I had chicken, pork, chicken, pork, and tuna, and dumplings that came in. It was like a nice little, it was a great serving size, but it's like a long little plate, and you had your selected meats and your dumplings on it. You take it as raw, you take it and you put it in the broth, and it cooks, right? Interesting, because I've never had that before. Now I'm adding broth to my grocery shopping list simply because I forgot how good broth was. I know my mom back in the day, she used to make a mean broth, a good broth with chicken noodle soup and tomato soup. So I am prone to have broth before, but having broth like that at the melting pot, I've never tasted something so scrumptious in all my life. So, of course, you take your piece of meat or your dumpling, you put it in the broth, and it cooks for a couple of minutes. You take it out, you eat it. It was fantastic. I enjoyed it. We got full from it. So, at that point, with the cheese fondue, the salads, and the main entree, we were about full, but dessert, because you're paying for the dessert as well. So, I ended up getting the cookies and cream again. It's a fondue spot, guys. So, she brought fresh new pots, chocolate melting in that pot like fondue. And what you do is you take, and I've had the cookies and cream, so it had pound cake, a couple of other cakes, a brownie, Reese's crisps were on it, bananas, strawberries, and pineapple. So you take those desserts, you put it in the chocolate, the fondue chocolate, right? You twist it around, and now it's like hot chocolate on goodness. It was scrumptious, guys. Food coma for days, it felt like. It was a great experience. Of course, I've had a Coke that went on with it, and a couple friends got a couple of drinks as well. So honestly, the melting pot is fantastic. My total did come out to be $70. So again, you got to have a little money, when you try to go to something like that. But luckily, I've saved up for it, and there's nothing savings can't fix for sure. But it was a fun experience. I enjoyed it. Again, shout out to my crew. You guys know who you are. And let's see, Connor. Even Connor wasn't there, but shout out to him, sure, for sure. Phil. Who else was there? Nema, Portia, David. Shout out to all of my crew that went there tonight. Again, happy birthday to Nema if you somehow watching the show tonight, because that's why we went there. And it was a very fun experience because I've never experienced something like that before. I'd never, ever have experienced it. But let me tell y'all, it was scrumptious. And then the next thing that we listened to on the way back, of course, is the next kind of topic. But of course, if you guys ever heard of this new K-pop, and I don't know if he's new or not, but he's new to me, K-pop artist Mellow, of course I spelled Meloh. I've been listening to him in the car as of late because his songs are fantastic. He is an R&B K-pop artist. If you guys don't know by now, you should already know, but I'm huge K-pop fan. I can name you a whole lot of K-pop idols and superstars and R&B singers. I'm huge onto K-pop. And guys, let me tell you, T knows it. Look at him smirking. He knows how much I love K-pop. But my friend David and Phil said, hey, have you heard of Mellow? And then they showed me the profile on Spotify. I listened to the music last night on the way home and then listened to the music on the way to the office. I'm like, I'm digging Mellow. I like his songs. He's R&B, because you guys know I'm huge on R&B too. But it's really good. It's very, very good. So Mellow, guys, take a listen to him because his songs are just fantastic. I just got to say, throw that out there real quick. I ain't trying to skim over him a little bit, but he's an artist that I genuinely enjoy listening to. Moving on to the next news announcements. This next two segments are coming. Sources are coming from The Breakfast Club. Of course, shout out to Charlamagne the God, Angela Yee, and DJ Envy, as always, up there in New York City. For The Breakfast Club, of course, they caught an episode on Peacock TV, Heart to Heart with Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart interviewed Hova, Jigga, Jay-Z. If you guys don't know, I'm naming his nicknames. Of course, Jay-Z was on the Heart to Heart with Kevin Hart to talk about lending out money. And I wanted to talk about this topic simply because, you know, this is a very important thing to talk about. Of course, Jay-Z goes on to the Heart to Heart, right? And, you know, he's talking about, you know, because we all know Jay-Z's a billionaire, right? He made it. He made his life. He's a billionaire, for crying out loud. And it's good to see that my music on his service, Tidal, by the way, shameless plug there, T. If you guys have a Tidal account, go follow Swanky Aura or my personal Tidal account. Our music's available on Tidal. That's Jay-Z's music distribution and listening platform, by the way. So Jay-Z talks about, in the Heart to Heart, he talks about the values of how money can ruin a family or friendship within his family and friends. And this is true, right? This is a true statement that he said. He said, you know, he tends to not lend out money anymore. And I had to learn to do that myself because we were such nice people. We'll help people out, but we have to be careful who we lend money out there to, because with friends and family, sometimes you'll see the money back, sometimes you don't, right? And Jay-Z said that, you know, when he lent money out to his friends and family, he never asked for the money back, right? Because he's the nice guy, and he's like, okay, I'm not going to hold a grudge on this because I loaned you some money, right? I'm not expecting to see that money back because I know you probably ain't going to pay me back, but I'll be happy to do it, happy to help you out. But we have to understand that lending money out to a lot of people, a lot of friends, a lot of family, that could lead to chaos. It could lead to some, you know, discrepancies within the friendship or the relationship, whatever it is. And Jay-Z mentioned that, hey, this is why I don't lend out money anymore. And then Charlamagne the God said, you know, on Breakfast Club this morning, he said that, hey, I've lent money out to cousins, second cousins, third cousins, and he's not expecting that money back. With me, sometimes when I loan money to certain people, I'm asking for that money back. And then the key thing, what I do is sometimes I charge interest. So anytime you late, there's an interest of 5%, right? That's how banking works. If you take out a loan that has interest on it and you're late on your payments, cool, you can be late, but now you have to pay that money back plus interest. And that's what Jay-Z said too. You know, sometimes he would charge interest, right? I had quite a few friends that said, okay, I'm loaning this to you, but I'm gonna put interest on it. So the day it's late or behind, there's more interest accumulating, right? That's how banks work. So the moral of that story is you just got to be careful about how you lend money out. I definitely, because I've had friends and family tell me, hey, invest in a project. Let's just say if it's a business proposal, business thing that needs money, then we got to ask, okay, what's this for? What's your business plan? How do you plan on scaling your business? Like, it's kind of like an investment. And that's how Jay-Z does it too. When he said on the Hart to Hart, he'll invest in some things, but he needs to see the full plan. And I'm like that too. You got to see the full plan. What's going to happen? How are you going to scale? How's the profit of return going to happen? When's the revenue going to kick in? Are there interest on this loan? You know, these things you got to ask yourself. You got to ask yourself, T. We invest in small businesses before, not as of lately, but we've invested before, and we need a full business plan before we even throw any money down, because I need to see my rate of return. I need to see my revenue. I need to see how profitable the revenue will be. And that's just how it is. And that's how Jay-Z, that's what he said on the Hart to Hart about lending out money. I haven't lent money out to extended family in a long time, because honestly, I don't lend out money for family I haven't seen in 10 years. I'm just going to be honest. If I haven't seen a cousin in 10 years, why would I lend you money? Right? It's true. We family. We always gonna be family, blood, for real, sure. But I'm not gonna lend you no money if I haven't seen you in 10 years, right? Because I had, aunties and uncles that asked me for money before, and I said, I haven't seen you in years. Why would I do that? Where were you when I was in the down pen? Y'all remember 2015 K.L.P Entertainment recession? Not my Oxford people, y'all ain't gonna know that, but my longtime fans that's been following us since 2010. In 2015 K.L.P Entertainment, we experienced a recession, is what I like to call it. We lost a lot of things. But that's what Jay-Z said on the Hart to Hart. Very, very interesting for sure. There's a great listen. I think it is available right now on Peacock, right, T? Yeah, it's available on Peacock. Kevin Hart's Hart to Hart when he interviewed Jay-Z. It was fantastic to see Hove with that crazy nice hairstyle he got going on right now. I'm loving it. I'm here for it. Moving on to the next topic of conversation. Of course, this sources is also coming from The Breakfast Club. Of course, they had this donkey of the day today. And of course, now this is my elephant in the room. If you guys don't know, elephant in the room is a topic, of course, when we talk about some not so good moments, and that's why he will be the elephant in the room for today's show. Of course, my elephant in the room goes out to Joshua Murray. Of course, this brother, this man, right? And this is why he's the elephant of the room. Let me read the story. We wrote a notes about what he did, and this had me shaking my head like, why? Of course, Joshua Murray, elephant in the room. Of course, he had a charge of breach of peace. Charlemagne the God said he never heard of that, and I agree with my brother Charlemagne the God, Uncle Charla. I haven't heard of that before either. You breach of peace. I never knew that was a charge in law form. I never knew that was a charge, but now apparently it is. Of course, he's on a $250,000 bond. Of course, he was arrested after pointing a gun at two women who did not say thank you to him while he held the door open for the two women. PSA to all of my gentlemen out there. It is good if you want to hold the door for a woman, a girl, a female. I do that a whole heck of a lot. I did it just last night at the Melting Pot. We had 3 women that was with our group at the Melting Pot dinner last night. I always will remember this saying, ladies first. For all of my OG fans out there that are about 26, 27, maybe my Oxford College, you're not going to know this one. But Jaheim, famous R&B singer, that song, Put That Woman First. I am in agreement with that. Put that woman first. Meaning, ladies first, you hold the door for a girl, female, a woman, whenever you can. That's something I do because I'm from the South. And we're all kind of in the South here in Atlanta, but I'm from South. Where you come from, where I come from, you got to hold the door for the woman. I mean, you don't have to, but I do. That's a part of me. That's part of me being a gentleman. That's part of me working in the hotel industry. I had to do it. I am going to do that. I do not expect women to say thank you when I hold the door for them. Now, I might be in my mood, right? Because I've had moods before. I might be in my mood to where it's frustrating, but I'm going to be the one to hold the door for that girl, the female, the women, and not expect a thank you. Joshua Murray, this was a huge no-no, and this is why he's the elephant of the room, simply because, first of all, you are on a $250,000 bond to get out of prison because you hold a gun to two women because they didn't say thank you. That doesn't make sense to me. That is crazy why you get so upset for something like that. And now you're in jail. And now you got a almost $250,000 bond for you to get out of prison because you did something stupid like this. Like, some women, right? They say thank you and that's appreciated, but some women don't. And here's my take on it. If I'm holding the door for a girl and she doesn't say thank you, it's cool. Angela Yee said on the Breakfast Club this morning, she'll say, here's how you can defuse that. You can yell out, well, you're welcome. And some people do that, right? I don't do that because I'm not expecting to. I went out of my way to hold the door for somebody. I'm not expecting a thank you. It's cool. Like, I'm not going to lose sleep over this. And it seems like Joshua Murray seems like he was going to lose sleep over it because he held the gun at gunpoint because he didn't say because the women didn't say thank you. And now you're in prison, right? And a $250,000 bond with this economy right now, this inflation. Good luck with that. Good luck with that, because no one has that kind of money, right? So again, these are the things where it kind of trickles down to mental health and physical health. Maybe he may not be in the right state of mind. I'm just assuming, guys. Maybe he's not there in the right state of mind. Maybe he's going through some stuff, right? Because as of right now, we all going through some stuff. I'm going to say in the show, I'm going through something. I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's kind of personal, but I'm going through something. But then when I'm going through the office, I'm seeing a female coworker coming in. I'm going to hold the door for you. And if she didn't say thank you, okay. I'm still going to go to my house. I'm still going to get in my PJs, and I'm still going to be sleeping really well at night. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I promise you guys. Joshua Murray, he probably will lose sleep because he's in prison, and in prison, jail, them jail beds ain't comfortable at all, obviously. So I know he's not going to be sleeping good as of late. But the end of that, this doesn't make sense that you went out, caused trouble, held the gun at gunpoint at these two women. I'm never gonna understand that for Joshua Murray. This is the biggest yeehaw of Donkey of the Day of the Breakfast Club, and then this is the biggest elephant in our room today because this did not make sense, guys. At Joshua Murray, I hope this brother get out of prison or jail. I hope he gets out, but a $250,000 bond, good luck with that. You probably just made your life situation worse because $250,000 that you have to bond out yourself. Who has that kind of money right now? Who? Rich people do. Yeah. But who has this kind of money right now? And you got so upset because the two women didn't say thank you. I don't get it. I do not get this. This is baffling. I saw this and I heard this on the Breakfast Club for their Donkey of the Day. And I said, really? This is what got him mad. Again, PSA again, before we log out, to my gentlemen, if you hold the door, always hold the door for a female, a girl, a woman, however you want to take it. Hold the door for them because it shows you that you're a true gentleman, right? And then when you get, and let me tell you real quick, before we log out, T, because this is a PSA to all my gentlemen, because sometimes gentlemen in my generation, we ain't acting right. We not. So I'm looking to all the cameras here, to all my gentlemen that's in my generation right now. First of all, always treat a woman fairly. Treat a woman with respect, number 2. And always, doesn't matter if she says thank you, no thank you, or she gets mad at you for doing it, do it anyway. Hold the door for her. Do not expect a thank you because she didn't say thank you to you. Don't expect it. And if she says it and she goes she says it, fine. You're welcome. My pleasure. but do not point out a gun, threaten to shoot somebody, kill somebody because they didn't say thank you. Right? Us men in our generation, because he looked like he's about 27, 28, so I could say he's in my generation. Guys in my generation, we need to straighten up a bit because we slacking a little bit. We doing all the wrong dumb things out here in this world. And we're too young to be doing stupid stuff, but we're doing some dumb stuff. It's men in my generation that we're doing dumb stuff. And it's just, I don't get it. I don't understand. I really would never understand some men, and I say some because not all men are like the same. I'm not like Joshua Murray that's gonna bam, I got a gun because you didn't say thank you because I out the door for you. I'm not a Joshua Murray, but I'm not this guy who's gonna do all this craziness. And I've seen too many of our men in our generation that's doing some dumb stuff, and we've got to stop that. We've got to break that trend. I'm speaking to all my gentlemen that's in my generation. If you're 24, 25, 26, 27, we've got to stop. We got to stop messing around and doing the right thing, because what Joshua Murray did, this was a complete wrong thing. And now he's on a $250,000 bond. Like, good luck with that. Again, good luck with that. Of course, so that's going to wrap it up here on today's show. Of course, please be sure to check out, of course, Shell Purcell's I'm Not Your Sugar Mama, available on every major audio platform. You guys don't want to miss that podcast. Of course, we're going to be coming back tomorrow for Shell Purcell's production studio to do more podcasting, and then a live stream on Wednesday. So again, don't sleep on that, guys, because on YouTube, if you go to YouTube right now, type in I'm Not Your Sugar Mama, you can see all of the exclusive video content that we produced for her. Of course, Shell Purcell, she's dishing out some tea and dishing out a whole bunch of interesting stories over there at the podcast of Shell Purcell's I'm Not Your Sugar Mama. Of course, a partner of ours in our next show that we're producing here at K.L.P Entertainment. So again, don't miss out on Shell Purcell's I'm Not Your Sugar Mama for sure, guys, because it is a grand swanky show for sure. That's going to wrap it up here on today's show. We'll be coming back Thursday night for another new podcast. If you guys missed it, don't miss it again, guys. Of course, K.L.P in the Morning, the talk show, is available right now on YouTube at K.L.P Entertainment, and of course on Spotify video on both radio stations, Swanky 93.3 and Emory 94.6, the radio stations. Of course, I've been your host for this live stream and this podcast, K.L.P Aftermath Season 3. Of course, I'll, as always, like to say, stay safe. Please, guys, drink water every 15 minutes. It's hot. My watch says it's 91 degrees today. So please stay hydrated. The heat wave is here. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. So stay hydrated, stay cool, and drink water every 15 minutes, and still wear a mask because COVID is still existing. I know a lot of people think we just beat COVID, and a lot of people are forgetting about COVID right now, but we haven't beaten it yet. So please stay safe. Stay safe out there. As always, I've been your host, K.L.P Kennedy Lucas. Stay safe, stay swanky.